Yeah, so, man, it covers so many different aspects. I feel like business and investing are actually interrelated. A lot of the things that most of the things that we're investing in are an actual business. And so when I think about that quote, I look at it from a business perspective first.
Okay.
And that I tell everybody that I work with that your responsibility as a business owner is to be a marketer. Like, that's your only responsibility in the beginning. Whereas a lot of us think that it's our responsibility to service our customer and just fulfill the need of whatever your service is. So, for example, if you prepare taxes, a lot of people end up spending all their time as a, quote, business owner preparing taxes as opposed to finding new tax customers. And so that's the offensive side of it. The defensive side of it is catching the customers that you brought in. Now, in order for you to really be successful, and I didn't really become successful until I went all in on just marketing and bringing in customers. That's the only thing that I did. I woke up marketing, went to sleep marketing, and was marketing while I was sleeping. And so marketing, for a lot of people, can seem kind of maybe embarrassing, putting yourself out there, asking for the sale, but you have to become immune to that. You have to kind of become numb to it and develop that callus so that you can do what you have to do to build that business. Now, as it pertains to investing, like in the stock market, we're in a unique situation. So we're in a situation where a lot of people would say that the stock market is down. I have an interesting kind of take on that because I kind of judge the market based off of pandemic levels and pre-pandemic levels. And so if you look at like the S&P index where it was trading at pre-pandemic levels, it was effectively cut in half post-pandemic. So if you look at March 2020, the stock market got cut in half. And then what happened is it corrected and it went back to where it was pre-pandemic, and it continued to run because there was just so much hype and mania in the stock market that it continued to run so much so that it became overvalued. So the idea that the stock market is down is on one hand true, but it's also, if you look at what I look at, where I'm looking at the value of what you're owning, it was overvalued, so it had to come down. It had to come down to its true value because those values weren't sustainable, specifically if we're looking at the tech sector. So if you're looking at a lot of those companies that were companies that benefited through the pandemic, Amazon, Zoom, Peloton, those kind of companies, they became so propped up that they had to ultimately come down. So when I look at offense now, I'm looking at finding companies that are high-quality companies that potentially could be either undervalued or right at value, because that means there's some upside and the downside is likely already kind of like behind us. And so offense means constantly looking for opportunities, constantly looking to refine the portfolio that we do have, because just because you have portfolio and some holdings doesn't mean that you should be just sitting there bag holding, hoping that they return. The defense is sitting there waiting for what you have to go back. I tell people that you don't have to make your money back the same way that you lost it. So if you've made losses in the stock market, a lot of people don't want to close those positions because technically it's not a loss until it's sold. But what you'd be better off doing is finding that new offensive opportunity set to pop than playing the defense and waiting for what you already own to recover. In my life, I've found that in the stock market, if I made a bad trade, if I made a bad buy and hold position, it's best to pivot out of it, because the thesis for that stock is likely changed if it's where it is presently, meaning that the reason why I bought it is no longer existent. So I need to find something else with a more optimistic and positive sentiment. And so I would say offense is just aggressively looking for opportunities, aggressively marketing and promoting your brand and building your brand, and letting the defense kind of take care of itself. The defense is going to take care of itself. It's easier to play defense than it is to play offense. And that's why so many people play defense, because you have to think and strategize and try new things and put more faith out there when you're going on the offense. But the offense is what's going to give you those exponential returns, whereas the defense is only going to let you maintain what you have, if not watch what you have erode.